In the next modules, we will learn a lot about prompt engineering. We will learn how we can provide more information about ourselves, about our goals, but also we will learn how we can instruct ChatGPT to answer in a certain way, to behave in a certain way. So we could, for example, tell ChatGPT that it is a professional web developer and it should answer in code blocks only. So we could add this setting at the beginning of our conversation, and then ChatGPT will consider this in this specific conversation. However, we have to repeat this for each new chat that we start, because ChatGPT considers each chat as an isolated entity. We have a better option to control ChatGPT's behavior though. This option can be found in the Customize ChatGPT section. In there, we can set custom instructions where we can provide more information about ourselves. So what is our role? What does ChatGPT has to know about us when providing answers? And we can also define what the answers should look like. So the answer style, for example. These instructions are then valid for any new chat that we start. It won't affect existing chats, but we can also disable this in here and save it, and then only enable it for specific chats when it is needed. Let me give you a quick example. Before we can do that, we have to enable this. We are an elementary school biology teacher, and we look for simple explanations for complex concepts. You could add a lot more background here. You have up to 1,500 characters available, but let's start like this here. So this is what ChatGPT should know about us. Now we should also define the answer style. We can define that we want to have concise bullet points instead of paragraphs, so we want to digest the information as easy as possible. Now, I will first disable this feature and save these custom instructions. And now, I'll simply add the following prompt. I want to understand how photosynthesis works in plants. Keep in mind, the custom instructions are disabled, so ChatGPT answers in a generic way. So we get a simplified overview of this process, but it's still a very technical text with lots of biological and chemical knowledge required. So for an elementary school to explain this in easy words to our students, I don't think this works. But once again, this is ChatGPT's general way to answer such questions without having any context about ourselves. Now, if I enable our custom instructions in here for new chats, and save this. And now I'll take the exact same prompt. Then the answer should look a lot different. First, we get these short bullet points that we requested. And second, the overall words used are way less complex. It's far from this highly technical article we had before. Now it's a lot simpler, easier to understand, and therefore in line with our requirements as elementary school biology teacher. So this is just one way how we can customize ChatGPT according to our needs. This approach has some great advantages because setting up our custom instructions is really easy and quickly done. We can also quickly update these instructions and enable or disable these whenever we want. Still, we are a bit limited here because the main problem is that we only can add one set of custom instructions here in ChatGPT. So if we have multiple requirements for the way ChatGPT should behave, so we need one for us as biology teacher, one for us as developers, another one for us as nutrition expert because we want to eat and drink better, then we would always have to update this custom instruction section in ChatGPT. Therefore, in addition to these custom instructions, we also have a slightly more complex but more powerful alternative. The last tool we'll have a look at in this module are GPTs. GPTs are custom versions of ChatGPT for specific purposes and different situations. So these are kind of like custom instructions, but a bit more complex to set up, but at the same time a lot more powerful and also very easy to use. You can get started with GPTs by exploring existing ones in the GPT store up here under this Explore GPTs option. These are all GPTs generated by the community. We have the top selection here, we have image generation specific GPTs, GPTs for writing, productivity, and so on. So to give you a first idea of such a GPT, we could use this Cartoonize Yourself GPT. So I'll simply select it here and start the chat. Now I get some options to get started. I can also add a custom prompt in here, but I will simply upload a selfie of myself first. This GPT is all about cartoonizing images into this Pixar style illustration. So if we compare this GPT to a custom instruction, we could also set up the details behind this logic in a custom instruction. But in contrast to this custom instruction, we can use this GPT and any other GPT on demand for our specific purpose when needed. I'll just select an image of myself. So here, this is one of our team images, this one here. And now I'll just upload this image without any further instruction, without any prompt. So I didn't type any prompt so far, I just got this conversation started and I uploaded this image. And here we go. I think it's not too bad. It kind of has the same cap, it has the color of my shirt. I don't know if I look like that in cartoon style, but I guess it is what it is. It didn't keep up with the background in detail, but generally this worked quite well, specifically considering the fact that I didn't add any prompt to this. So as mentioned, this is just one of many GPTs, but I guess this simple example gives you a quick understanding of how GPTs work. And whenever you want to start a new chat with that GPT, you can always find it up here and start a new conversation. So this is how you can use predefined GPTs in that GPT store. But you can also create own GPTs, and this is actually really simple. So let's have a look at this in the next lecture.